Sorry. Oh. Oh. Oh.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice messaging system. 514347130 is not available. At the tone, please record your message. To leave a callback number, press 5. If
Hey,
you are satisfied with your message, press 1. To listen to your message, press 2. To erase and re-record, press 3. To continue record, message erased. At the tone, please re-record your message. At the end of your message, press 1.
hey, Tom. UnDaoDu, Michael Trout, giving you a call. I know it was short notice when you said set up a meeting. I noticed you had an availability for today at this time. I'm available all day. Also available next week at your convenience. I did send you the Zoom information, or you can call me back on my phone number that I just called you on. I hope you're feeling better. Hope you're over the COVID cold, and weather isn't too crazy there where you're at. And I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye. I'll do. Oh.
Yo,
Hello.
what's up, brother?
Who's this, man? Who's popped
What's
in?
up, brother?
He's popped in and visited me. It's the Blood King. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, my man. I'm good. How have
Hey,
you been?
man, it's been going crazy, dude.
Been
Basically,
rough, hasn't it?
I've you know, I've it feels like I've been in hibernation since Corona, right? It's like it was like hunkering down, like it was like winter had come, and
Definitely winter has come on society, on all of society, bro. It's a
everything.
reckoning for human beings,
It
bro.
was
It's a
like,
reckoning.
and this is, the awakening now. Like 2022 is like the awakening, and people are coming out of their slumber and they're saying "fuck off" to their bosses, which is beautiful. It's like
So
we
beautiful,
looked
man.
fate, we looked death in its face. Your
Yeah.
idea of enslaving us in some petty fucking job ain't gonna work no more, bitches. You
That's
know,
what I said, bro. I quit my job last year, like 3 months ago, bro. 4
congrats.
months ago, I quit my job, bro. I said enough is enough, bro. I had enough, bro.
Hey, listen, brother,
I was
I gotta.
mining some Bitcoin and that. But I'm just venturing just now in the Bitcoin business a bit. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Yeah.
I gotta bail. I got a meeting here. I gotta go.
No
I'm
problem,
gonna
bro. You do
AFK.
that. You do that,
All
bro.
right.
We'll catch you later,
All
brother.
right. Hey, how you doing, Tom? Can you hear me? I'm doing awesome. Welcome. Hello from Japan. Where are you located? Montreal. Yeah, I've been here for close to nearly 20 years. So about 16, 17. Yeah. I live in I don't know if you know it, but actually I live in Fukui, which is closest town you may know would be Kyoto. I'm on the other side of Tokyo, up against the Japan Sea, close to Korea. I'm literally by flight 2 hours with the time zone difference to Hong Kong. Once upon a time when we could want to go to Hong Kong, now it's like I have no desire. I got a visa for China till 2026. It's like I'm not using that bitch. I mean, I'm fucking done with China. So I was planning to do stuff over there, teams. It's just completely changed. It's like, well, it's just the idea of doing business there now, and just like the way that they've gone. It's just like it's just ridiculous. It's just a shame. It's a shame. It's a shame. I what we can do, since I'm on my phone, right? I'm gonna send you a link to. I want to show you something. We'll just start from there, okay? So, yep, okay, okay. So, hey, welcome. I'll do a little chant. I'm gonna send you some Zen. I live in the heartland of Zen, so where Zen was founded. I'm a monk of Duism. You've never heard of Duism because I'm the founder of it. It's a metaphysics. It's not a religion. And basically, it's grounded in science in the sense that we believe that our first birth was the Big Bang, right? Our second birth of consciousness was our birth. And the third birth is when you become awoke, right? That's enlightenment. Like Buddha was awoke, right? So it's really simple. It's a metaphysics. And I do a lot of chanting and stuff. So I'm going to, hold on, let me just do something here. Drive. Um, if you have a second stream, I'm going to post it. It's just Foundups Twitch. And I'm going to open up, let's see here. I'm going to open my Google Documents. I'm going to show you the app, okay, that I'm building. Now understand, I have 0%. I'm not an IT guy, right? I can't code worth a shit, right? Think of me as the creator, right? This is what's known as a soft proto. I described a soft proto back in 2010 for people like myself who can't code, to get their dream idea out there, to give it to a developer team, a group like yourself, right, who could knock this out, probably within a week, okay? When I say knock it out, I mean the prototype, okay? the The prototype is a working version. So if you go to Foundups, and I'll share it with your link, right? I'm going to go into a slideshow, and it's Foundups. Let me just grab the link for you if you don't have Foundups Twitch. Sure. Up. And you'll notice I used a little bit of your art. Just let's see, found. Where's Twitch? Here it is. Let me send you the link. It's just foundups.tv twitch.tv/foundups. And you'll see. Okay, cool. All right. So this is basically a mock-up of a web app. We're not going to be on ISO. We're not going to be on Android. Everything we build is built on the blockchain. On a 1 to 10, where are you at on the blockchain? Just to give me an idea. Just knowledge, personal, your knowledge. I know you're in your. Cool, perfect. All right, how about, all right, so this is a DApp, okay, not an app, right? So you know what I talk about when it's a DApp. So it's built on where what I'm looking to do is I'm talking with folks right now. We're forking an app called decentralized social. I don't know if are you familiar with that? Okay, when you have time, do a little digging. Have you heard of let me ask you this. Have you heard of something called Bitclout? Did that come up your way? Okay, they're the guys behind Bitclout. And basically, I'm just give you a quick undo that. 19 of the largest investors from Andreessen, A16Z, Andreessen Howitz to the Winklevoss twins, plus 17 other the biggest fucking investors in the world, threw 200 million into this company, which wasn't a company. It was built as Bitcoin as a company. They called Code and Coin. They generated $250 million out of their first web DApp. It was called Bitclout. Very controversial, right? But what their work is built on my work. Now I can't prove it, right? From 2012. I can show you videos and talks and PowerPoint and kind of illustrate how everything that they described, what they did in 2022, I described, right, in 2012. This is the future. So what they've done is basically built the thing that I need, right? So as you know, Tom, blockchain, beautiful thing. I'm going to fork it. I'm going to add something called Arweave, which is a database blockchain, right? I'm already talking with them. We're also going to add things like Chainlink to make it ubiquitous on any blockchain. So what I want people to do is take our product and white label it at no cost. Please take it. Please use it. Please create the next YouTube. Please create the next LinkedIn. Please create the next whatever the fuck it is you want to do. Create it. We're giving you the white label for it absolutely free. Okay. So imagine this here, looking at the app. This is a side swipe. You get to see all the comics, right? This is, I just, this is what a person would see. They say, oh, I like this. I love it. I'm sorry, you got to log in, right? This is stuff that I've pulled from Bitclout, right? So I've just basically grabbed how their system works in the sense of their back end. I log in here, I create my profile, great. I can click here, see what people are liking. Now, obviously a designer is going to, we're going to make this a lot sharper, a lot better. This is me with no skill, kind of showing a designer how this damn thing works, okay? So this is what's known, I can sort this by what are the people loving, what are the people hating, right? This is all metrics. So it's like, oh, this looks interesting. What's this? And these are all comic books. These comic books, these manga, right? When you think of Mad Magazine, you guys know what Mad Magazine is? Satirical. So this is Mad, okay? So it's Mad Magazine, basically has a Messiah NFT baby, right? With a nasty, raunchy Japanese hentai anime manga, right? This is what this is, right? So these are all no more than 3 sides or six pages. These are NFTs. So these NFTs are not sold on here. They're drops, which means, hey, you come in here, you want this drop, you're going to pay like $1.70 for the drop in cryptos. You click on here to get the drop. It's going to drop, periodically, randomly, right? But you don't know when it's going to drop, but you get up, it's like a subscription. When you set up this drop, I don't have it on here. You could do one-time drop or year drop. right? And you'll be able to select a little button up here which drop. I haven't put everything in here, right? I've made this probably about 60% of what the app is, just to give you a flavor, right? So they select what drop. We want to get them in as a long-term subscription, right? They allow it. They paid for it crypto. This is a liking wheel system that I have, which is on your thumb, right? I invented, right? So you just click on it, you quickly move, and you can like it. Okay, I've red hot chili peppered it. I pay my little cryptos out of my, you know, it's called FUCs, Fuchs. That's found up coins, right? Fuchs, put some Fuchs in there. You allow that, you're in there. Now the cool thing here I want to show you is I can go to different genres, and here I threw a couple of your comic books in there. I love fucking King of Kings, right? So these are different genres. So for example, this right here would be the there's a video game that just launched called Mortal Online 2, and they just launched. So I want you to imagine this is a comic book based on all of these adventures. These are player developed stories. Okay, so just pretend yours comic books here are player developed. So how that works is this is, I'm going to disrupt Fiverr in the whole anime. So I'm getting rid of the head. So artists could be able to come in here and say, hey, I want to be an artist. I want to draw this stuff, right? So what we're doing is linking the artist with the consumer. We'll also have a thing in here where someone says, hey, I want to produce this. They can act the role as a producer. All it means is they get name credit and they get access to a rare NFT. When I say NFT, you're good with that, right, Tom? All right, on that. All right, so this W stands for rider, L stands for layout. Okay, so this is actually going to expand to every genre. This is just a template. Understand what I'm launching with MadMortal is going to apply to startups. It's going to apply to any imaginable thing that you can think of. It's just white labeling what I come, changing out this, you know, who these guys are, right? Now here's a other cool thing is here's different genres. So imagine here, this is Mortal Online. Actually, I should have put their logo in here. Actually, I need to fix this. This is Halo. This is Scum. Now imagine this with comic books. Think of all your genre that you guys have, right? So you could click on here and change the genre to all the different domains that you guys have. Make sense? So someone's not interested in certain genre, but they're really interested in that genre. They can click on that genre. They can then you know, log in, right, to it, log into their account, seed their wallet, right? Put in whatever fiat, whatever, put money into their account. It's kind of, and this is their wallet, and then they can select a specific genre that they want to go on, right? Hold on, I'm trying to get to. Understand this is like I'm kind of limited with my click through on this, right? That's how I developed it, so this is kind of you know, and I'll just flip through. There's other, just gonna see if I've missed anything here. Any questions? So I can sort this from top collectible people who are the top collectors, the top buyers. There's going to be an eBay way. So any questions on this? Okay, all right. I'm gonna flip out of this then, because you've got an idea of what we want to build. I want to pull up here the deck. All right, hold on a second. Let me pull up the deck. File, open. All right, here's MadMortal. There, I want to share. Slideshow. All right. So again, yeah. So MadMortal, Mad Magazine has NFT babies with a raunchy hentai manga, right? So what I mean by that is this: is that the last page is always a surprise. Okay, so it's kind of like the setup, kind of the body, kind of the semi-conclusion, and then I'm from theater background, right? There's the cliffhanger, and then you flip over, and it's like holy shit, right? It's so when you ever click on the 6th page, it's the holy shit, right, on it. And I can kind of explain this. So Um, a Foundup is a decentralized startup built on the blockchain that evolves into something called a DAE, a decentralized autonomous entity. They're actually distributive autonomous entities because all these entities do is sequester. So all the money that flows through that app I just described, do you remember the 5,000 Bitcoin that Bitclout secured, right, to their app? Imagine that 5,000 Bitcoin never leaves that app. It gets held as it creates what's known as the Bitcoin standard. So these apps, every business that white labels and launches this solution that I've come up with, ultimately is sequestering, is turning in shit coins and fiat and turning it into Bitcoin. That Bitcoin is stored, and there is a dividend that is paid out to the community. 80% of the money is returned to the community as a dividend to them. Do you follow that? Do you make sense to you as a block guy? So that solution, it's a DAO. I call it the kernel, right? It's a DAE, decentralized autonomous entities. Is a kind of, think of it as is if a DAO was an onion, think of the DAE as the kernel of that onion. You can wrap that kernel any way you want. Anyone doesn't, they don't have to do it the way I'm doing it. I'm doing it as a selfless mechanism. My goal is simply to take the Bitcoin from the network, sequester that Bitcoin, creating the Bitcoin standard, and paying out a native-backed token to its users. So to put it in simple English, is imagine if everything going through Facebook, the billions of dollars going through Facebook, was turned into Bitcoin, and 80% of that was returned to the community. Thank you for liking. Thank you for following. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for bringing people in, right? And the noodle, the algorithm is tracking all that, just like the fucking Google algorithm knows everything you fucking do. We don't care about selling that data. That data is yours. You can choose to make that data available, and in return, you get that native back token, right? Follow? Moving on. So this is kind of the pain that I'm trying to deal, is the lacks the ability to capture, record their stories, right? If you're playing, and Mortal Online 2 is toxic. It is the most toxic. It is the most of any game you've ever played. I've been playing games since Ultima Online. This game is fucking toxic. I want to bring manga to, no one idea what hentai is in America. We're going to bring hentai to America in such a way, right, that they're going to be mind-blowing. I want to make the heads of a Christian explode, right, that looks at my work. Like, holy fucking shit. You know, I want to be like the, what Hugh, what was his name from, not Playboy, but the other guy who came in, right? What was this guy? You know what I'm talking about? Playboy came out first, and then the second magazine that came out, what was that? Yes. So I want to be the fucking hustler of, in the gaming. Like imagine all these mainstream games now having hentai freaking products coming out, right, in their genre, right, in a blockchain that no one can stop, and it's out there created by the community. So you understand, Mortal Online has been around since 2010. There is massive amount of just crazy, right, stories. So I want to make it really simple. I want to create a way for the artists. So a person is just going to put up a story with a video. The community will watch the story in the video, and I'll share with you. I've been doing that. So I've got 12 stories ready to go, right? To produce. You have, you've got that fucking, the story thing isn't your problem, right? You have all of the stuff. So I see you guys you basically fulfill all the expertise, everything that I don't have, right? And that's why I'm reaching out to you. So it becomes an NFT portal, not just for Mortal Online. It becomes an NFT portal for all your genre of work. It becomes an NFT portal, and then imagine now your guys, right, are working, and we could turn around. This is where talking about money. All of a sudden, some other group sees what we're doing. Hey, we want to do it. Boom, you create a whole new division. Right? I don't care what you charge him. I don't want a piece of that. I don't want anything, right? Nothing. It's 100% yours, right? On that, right? If you want to, I'm a monk, right? If you want to donate something to UnDaoDu, hey, I'm fine with that. But what I'm offering you is no deals. I mean, like, you do whatever you want if you see a value in this, right? So imagine League of Legends. Just imagine turning League of Legends into fucking hentai. Created by their, their player base, right? And ultimately, in a way that's unstoppable. Who do they go after? Right? So in the sense that, it's player driven on it. So I live in Japan. Just so you some background on that, if there is, I'm here in Japan. You ever heard of Mount Gox, right? So Mount Gox was the first big Bitcoin hack, and they lost a shit ton. They lost billions of Bitcoin, equivalent to it is today. And they went to court, tried to sue the guy, and the outcome was this. And what I'm doing the same thing, and that's why I'm here. Right? I'm the face of this. I'm the person of this, because legally, I know I'm completely. There's nothing no one could do in the world to me living in Japan. I am building, and this is what they said. What he did was he built the forge for the katana. That's all I'm doing. I'm building the forge for the katana. What people do with that forge is completely out of my ground. Now, obviously, if I was in the United States, I'd be in jail forever because of the Silk Road guy, right? He did the same thing for the United States, right? So in Japan, there's precedents to what I'm doing. It's no different than what Mount Gox did with the exchanges and everything else, right? On that, just so that, and I am the, I'm willing to go. I'm willing to go to jail for this. This ushers in the 5th year, if there is. I don't feel like, this is no different than launching Bitcoin, right? For the, for it, in the sense of the core technologies that we're doing. So, so DAEs are basically Bitcoin as a company. So these DAEs are independent. They will exist in the metaverse. I don't know how familiar you are with the metaverse. You won't be able to go to a corporate office of a DAE. You will go into the metaverse and visit the corporate office of a DAE, right? All the stakeholders will hang out there, have party there. So imagine MadMortal. That would be some fun, crazy, friggin' metaverse place. You walk in to all the different genres. Just imagine being in the 3. I can already see it. On that. This is just a simple diagram showing the again, I've got technical people who are going to update this, but it's really simple. You have the app, you've got your wallet, right? It holds this and all your other keys. It's completely anonymous. We don't, there is no KYC with our app, right? There is none of that crap. It's like a decentralized exchange. Ultimately, we don't care about any of that crap. This is what we produce. So everyone involved. So here's 2 options. Like, if it is, people don't understand NFT market, right, or anything else. So we have what's known as the super secret NFT, which basically is the final mock-up before the, like the one that you do before you do the last one. Right? That's what that one is. Okay, it's the super. We don't have to create. It's already there. That's the cover of the one prior to the last final one is the super secret NFT, and that one is only given to the folks like the guy who came up with the idea of the comic, the artist if he doesn't want to get paid, right? Or he gets paid, and how he gets paid is the producers or the executive producers, right? The community will come in and say, hey, I really want this. Or the guild, right? In this case, there are guilds here, maybe it's a guild comic book of an adventure they did. They'll come in and seed it. So either as an individual or a group or whatever, that then pays the cash that the artist, the writer, or any. But if any of them say, you know what, I don't want to, I love this fucking idea. I love this story. I'm going to do it for free. Then they get the super secret. Right? So these are only available to the core team. I will always get one. Right? Or I'm sorry, I won't always get it. Henrik, the CEO of MadMortal, of Mortal Online, he's going to be included because all of this work was inspired by me playing his game, right? Because I was being trolled by some little fuckhead, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to just make a magazine on you. And I started thinking about the magazine, right? That led to this whole thing, and it led to this whole app, that led to the day, that led to talking to you today, right? So thanks to a little troll playing the game, right? all of this came out of the game. So I'm going, and the thing, and here's the cool thing. I'm just going to send him his public key. He takes that public key, he puts it into the account creation, it links it to his account, right? He won't know. I mean, no one can get that public key unless it's been sent to him by the app, right? So this is what Bitclout did with all the Twitter addresses, right? That's how they did it. So I'm like, great, that's a clever idea. So we'll do the same thing. And if he doesn't access, then it will sit there, right? And if he, I don't care, right? It's not the super rares are 1% of the NFTs. So remember when you do that drop, 1% will be super rares, 4%. Actually, I've changed. It says 1, 5, 25, 69. 69 is a good number, right? Or is that right? Yeah, that would be right. So, and then what we do is based on the size of the app, we actually issue super rares, additional super rares and rares that are available for auction. So let's say you do your drop, you get a comment, fuck, I really want, like you're a hardcore NFT guy, I really want a super rare. Well, there it is. There's, out of, I do the number, I don't know if I didn't do the number, so let's, there's 19 available for auction. As the community grows, this number will go down, and I have actually this is just a little simple flow of the mechanism, right? The other thing too is what makes DAEs, every one of these NFTs is backed by the Bitcoin in the DAE. So these are NFT backed Bitcoin. So as this product gets resold and sold and sold, right? The amount of money that goes through it is actually backed by it. So there are no Bitcoin backed NFTs. I realized someone says, man, this would be interesting with NFTs. And the moment he said that, I was like, holy shit, imagine paying out a dividend every time the chain of custody of an NFT changes, right? And there's a transaction, and it takes, it wouldn't be huge amounts, right? It wouldn't be the amount that someone buys it for, but it'd be the amount that actually goes into the system, calculated on the price, the original price of the Bitcoin to the current price of Bitcoin, and the difference, right? And this is all smart contracts. It's really simple, just the math. Creates this native token, and it said, congratulations, that $1.60 NFT that you put on auction just sold for $60,000 today. Here's a $5 little dividend for your part or something, right? So it's like you're like reminded that, damn, I should have held on to that NFT. That's just a little bit here where I kind of talk about it. Skipping through here, this is where I talk about the auction distribution. So what I'm doing is I'm not going out there creating a magazine trying to sell the magazine. I'm saying, here's the magazine, you can get it for $1.60, right, or $1.50, really cheap. If you haven't looked at something called VEVE, right? Download VEVE. I'm basically taking what they built and just making it putting it on the blockchain, cutting off the head. They've got Disney, they've got all. So we're going to be the antithesis to VEVE, right? And what they have. So here's the users. So as we go from the law, this is basically the law of market diffusion, the law of customer adoption, right? There's lots of talks on it, but it's the parabola, right? This applies to the growth of Facebook, growth of Google, growth of pretty much anything out there. So as we leave the innovation stage, which is, and we go into the early adoption stage of our platform, the amount of the, NFTs keeps going down, right? It goes down and down and down. So the number available in the auction gets more and more scarce. Make sense? So I'm applying, this is just taking this parabola and applying, and it may change. I'm just using this as an example of that, how it works. And this is where I'm at. I'd like to build the prototype of this app, right? This is again why I'm looking at you guys. I know you have developers and everything else. We're gonna build it out initially. It won't be on the blockchain. It'll be more of a traditional web app. We're not going to worry about the blockchain. We're going to get it working. I'm hoping that you guys say this is cool. I'd like to put our work on this. I'd like us to take, take your top magazines, condense them down into a 6-page, or you could do your manga, or you could do your stuff on it, right? Imagine your communities being able to build on this, and applying it to all the work and the body work that you have. So the kernel is the prototype is basically getting what I just described to you. I'd be working with your team, right? As the kind of like think of me as the artistic director, right, of the project. If you're a theater arts guy, and we may do things like we do a swipe in there, right? And this is going to be the first thing that we get up. People can participate. It's gonna be pretty much very little blockchain initially. A wallet, you will be able to use blockchain stuff. And then once we get the fork done, once we get this other stuff done, right, there's no reason why we should wait for that. We'll migrate this work over to the blockchain, and add the different layers to it. So here I am. I've got, like I said, I have a Discord on there. That's pretty much it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to now I'm going to mute the desktop, so they can't hear you talk if you're talking. I'm going to on this here. So, okay, that's it. My pitch is over. Okay. Okay. Nice. Yep. So let me ask a quick question. So you basically, how I read it is you're a game development team. So you have developers, right? And you create. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Okay. Okay. Correct. Okay. So think of this. Yeah. So think this would be a good plug-in for the community, like a layer, like maybe seeing you guys as a channel partner and say, hey, we will, we'll build this and create kind of a layer for now these communities that are going in there to build their stories, their adventures within these adult games, and codifying them in a short little story, in a short little story, right? Or maybe even as a cover. Maybe they take a picture, and maybe maybe it's not a 3-page manga, but actually they just want to have a memory codified in in an image that they thought was just epic, mind blowing or something, on it. Yep. 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 Yeah. So. Yep. Yep. Well, so that's cool. That's cool. So here's my, like I said, I am, you guys have here's how I look at it. You guys have the expertise in a genre, right? That I have zero expertise and knowledge, everything from the artist to everything. So I don't, I have developers, right, working on rolling out this prototype. We'll get the prototype out. I will pay my own money to get my little comic, my little, here's UnDaoDu, my little comic books made, right? I don't have, what I'm looking for. If there's any, if there's, I don't even know how to, I guess, except for the manga websites that do the writing, reaching out. I don't have, any other contacts in the industry, right? My position with you guys is I have an open door. As we develop this, we get it to a little cleaner version, like an actual working version, if you want to push it up, or if you look at it right now and say, there's someone I can think of up the ladder or over there that may be interested, that this is developing. NFTs is just out of control, and this would ultimately kind of tell you like where the NFT market is going to be headed, or I'm looking to take it. And at any point, when, if you guys want to come on, I'd love to have you, on there. So yeah, right, right. You're five. I think you're 3 years ahead of your time. 3 years. I'm gonna give you 3 years. You're 3 years. Yep. Five G is gonna help with that. Yep. To well, that's what these. Yep. 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 So, yep. So, so what I'm looking to do is to prototype the first one. I know with one guy, I can develop what I have, right? What I described, what I showed you what I showed you in the app isn't that, the payment system using Swipe, tying in, some crypto partner on there. Deso, this is what we're forking, is that blockchain. So they built the blockchain that generated 5,000 Bitcoin in less than a year on their app. Okay, so and it stands for decentralized social media, and you can look up. Here is kind of just a presentation, right, that I have of that. This is what they built. This is my work, right? Everything that I have in this one little square is what they built. So forking it gives me all of this. What I'm building is this little part right here. It is this little. It's kind of the kernel of a DAO. There's a lot of work on it. I may be losing you. I think I lost you. Shit. Hold on. I lost him, Tom. Sorry, my timed out. Let's see. You come up again. Yeah. Up again. Try again. Let's see here. Or oh, my Zoom. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. That 10-minute that 10-minute time limit there. let me just run you through the technology side because on that. So so the we're going to be adding a couple things, and I'm looking. I could bring in our CTO who has like 30 plus years in architecture, right? He's just finished a blockchain project for a bank. My other co-founder is one of the founders of Ethereum Classic. He was one of the 5 developers that kept Ethereum Classic when Ethereum tried to kill it, right? So I have some of the top folks. Now they're working, they're doing other stuff. I'm not gonna bug them until I secure funding, right? And they say, listen, I've got you for 6 months or 9 months. And basically what I want to do can probably be done in 2 months, but we're going to give it a 6 to 9 month rollout to the investor, right? And we're going to say if we meet these requirements, or just, you know, he's working on that offering. I have some big players interested in our meetings like today, later on today, with some big players for this, right? If you look at DSocial, you'll see they're since I started this, their coin is tanking. I'm an influencer when it comes to Bitcoin. I've been in this industry since 2012, right? When I talk, people listen, and I'm getting a lot of eyeballs on what I'm doing, right? So this is Diamond Hands. This is the guys who revealed Nader. By the way, he's number 15 on the Mind Zodiac. All right, just so you know, the 19 around me. This is me, are the folks ushering in the 5th age. Whether they like it or not, they're doing my bidding. Right? It's kind of like, I can't explain it, but that's what it is, right? They raised 200 million via a non-entity, no entity, right? They just raised it, right? This is these are the investors. I'll share you this. I think the link I have on the video that I shared you. They don't have a DAO. This is their, this is the investor page. You can click on this and go to this page right on TechCrunch. This is Nader's wallet, showing the 5,000 Bitcoin that he secured through the app. And in our system, right, it stays as it becomes basically what's called a Bitcoin standard. It stays in there. It backs a native token. So the token that we issue is backed by the Bitcoin in the app, right? Here, this is me. This is the foundation. This is the blockchain. The DAEs are coming out. This is now the age of DAOs. I've been saying this is the second iteration of the blockchain is now coming. It's the age of DAOs, and the DAE is what is the starting point of the DAO. Right here, I am modeling this. This is that. Right. This is this. Right. That's me sitting down. Right, with my 2x4 Natsukaze. That is the DAEs. There's that my little monitor there, right? So here is, I mocked up, like, this is everything in Bitclout. So in this image here, what I did was I said, okay, here's my 2000, this was part of my patent document that I was going to put in. This was just a small part of it. So the Twitter handle, right, that's your idea, right? It's a non-company, right? That's Bitcoin. I always called it Bitcoin as a platform, Bitcoin as a company, right? Here's their stake. The only one they put in here is promote. There's joining the team, being an advisor. All these are different values, right, to it. They only did one. They did promote. There's the Bitcoin. The fund goes where the Bitcoin is. There is, they even took it. The freemium is when you put your phone number to it. It's free to enter, or you come in, you paid. The user, there's attached to the wallet. Here's the actual BTC coming into the platform. Here's their game mechanic. I have game mechanics. They got a fucking stupid game. The game that I have is actually really cool. I'm a gamer, remember? So I never really shared that component of the platform, but they basically came up with their own kind of, it's a game that people get bored of after 3 months, right? So it doesn't have longevity. I put all my work in 2012 as non-commercial, non-derivative 2.0 license, right? So I just put that on there because that's what it was set up as. This is the actual, this is from 2011. You can click up here, this video, and listen to I remastered a 2012 talk. I worked with the founders of Ethereum. The DAO is my work. I called it an open corporation. They renamed it a DAO, right? I'm the father of the DAO, the mother of the day, right? Because basically my jizz went into Ethereum, right? And they came up with the DAO. I'm actually producing the day, so the day is coming out of me, right? Makes sense, right? Like that. So they built they don't have this module. This is a startup module. This is launching ideas, these Foundups, right? They don't, and I actually have a. Oops, I'm gonna play that video. This was my public image that I released. This was the first image I ever released, right, in 2011 of a blockchain. Before there was a blockchain, there's Bitcoin. Here's your idea, right? It validates. What they built was this was 1, 2, 3. Bitclout is just 3 elements of my vision, right? That's it. So, all right, all these other elements, the soft protos, I just showed you what a soft proto is. That will be embedded in the app, right? Teams, think of self-organizing, self-driving teams on these projects, right? That little module. A prototype and an MVP, right, as it moves through. And as it moves through the amount of Bitcoin, and this is an image of a day kernel. It's gobbling up fiat. It's gobbling up fucking shit coins. It's just gobbling it up, gobbling up, right? Like, it's like Hotel California. Everything that, and think of this applied to a grocery store. Think of it applied to, to a farm, to you name it. Days will be applied to everything, right? And think of the native token is just a rewards. It's a rewards token that can be it's cross chained on anything. So imagine your frequent flyer miles now you can use to buy pizzas, right, or whatever, right? That's what I'm doing and creating the mechanism for it. And they built the blockchain for that. Another talk here. This is actually a talk based on this, that again from 2012. I remastered and just did over again. So in essence, what they have done is we're going to create thousands. Once I'm done with with us basically forking and adding that one part and allowing folks to fork it and white label it, you're going to have all this Bitcoin is going to sink into these days. It'll be held in these days and issue a native token, whether it is a farm, a food, a food stand at a fair, you name it. All Bitcoin is going to basically be absorbed and issued out. And basically what I'm doing is fulfilling Satoshi's vision of how do we give Bitcoin to the masses. Well, we do it by sequestering the Bitcoin and issuing a native backed local token. And I'm setting up as selfless. Now, anyone could recode their day anywhere, but when you give away 80%, I've got no competition, right, on that. So these are just kind of going through here. This is some of these things you've already seen. We're going to be doing an OPO out of Singapore. So an OPO day is an open public offering for a day. It's endless. When the tokens are gone, it's gone. All the money is held in escrow. So all the investor money, it's not like it's going into my wallet. It's going to be held in escrow on the initial ones until the technology has it where it can be actually stored. I'm not going to do a copy of the DAO that got hacked in 2016, right? So until, that way, if it does go south, the fiduciary, and I have a meeting with our attorneys, I have very top attorneys in DC, setting that up, right? And also I have a partner in Singapore I'm meeting with next week. I've known long-term friend who's going to basically package all this and set up the fiduciary responsibility on it. So we were looking, I have this Wyoming thing. We probably aren't going to do the Wyoming thing just because of the recent news with what's going on in the States, right? So we're probably going to go 100% in Singapore. I have one of the folks who came to me runs the Wyoming hackathon, and he's like, listen, we got to produce a DAO, right? Yada, yada, yada. So one of the ideas is I may partner with him and basically say, listen, I'll give you, we will build this together. You're building it for Cardano. He's got a bunch of Cardano money, and he has to produce a DAO for them. I said, why not produce a day? Because the day is the starting point of a DAO. Anyway, so here I am with Brandon Kersner back in South Africa. He offered to invest $5 million into Foundups back in 2016 for 2017 ICO. I ended up walking from the deal because it meant me signing over all of my IP, and him replacing me and putting someone else. And then here's me with I call him my sexy dressmaker, Vitalik, at 2016 DevCon, where I met Brandon on there. So it was luckily just a little backstory. My father ended up getting cancer that year in 2017. So from 2017 to 4419, I took care of my dad in America. and you know, he died in his own bed in his own house, the way anyone would want to die, right? If I would have taken the deal in hindsight, I would have put him at a home because I'd have been too fucking busy, with building a company and shit like that. So 2019, I came out to DevCon 5. I spent close to $50,000 I wanted to launch 5 Danos. That's a nonprofit DAO, right? All right, decentralized autonomous nonprofit organizations. And number 3, which is Lubin, which is consensus, kind of fucked me. I had 180 people RSVP to my event, and then at the last minute, he hires a yacht and says, "Hey, everybody, we're going on a yacht in the Osaka River." No one showed up at my event. No one. So that was $50,000. Because I was ego. It was my ego. Hey, I got 5 million walking into fucking DevCon 2. I'm gonna raise 100 million, and I'm gonna launch Foundups. And there's a lot to Foundups, right? To this project. So I ultimately was my rebirth. I was actually thinking. I mean, I was literally going to. I had all this booze, drink. I had my VIP list in my pocket, right? Jump off the roof of the Hyatt, land basically on DEFCON 5, knowing the Japanese police. I was seriously fucking thinking this crazy shit, right? And I was thinking, the police are gonna find my dead body. They're gonna find the fucking VIP list, and I'm talking about, Joe Lubin was there, his top R&D guy, his patent guy, because I trolled them on LinkedIn because they signed up with their MIT email. I looked him up and say, "Oh, Lubin, you're bringing your R&D. Why are you bringing your patent attorney? Why are you bringing your top, your chief of R&D? This is consensus to my event. Cool, I got a private table for you, right?" So I kind of trolled them. I mean, I deserved everything that happened to me with what he did to me. I kind of deserved. But anyway, it was the death of my ego. It was the birth of UnDaoDu, right? And if to show you, I'll just show you hold on to wrap up here. So just a little bit of story. So if I go to I own the blockfest.jp. So this was the event that I'd set up on the in DevCon 5 in Osaka. Load up here, a little slow, right? So this was the event. I was actually pushing Andrew Yang. So these were the 3 venues. The World Trade Center I reserved. This was the Hyatt the first night. So Bitcoin Unravels Fee. It was all about Bitcoin and the projects. DAO, Blockchain Unravels Wall Street. That's the day, right? That's we're coming on. And then Do is AI. And I was going to give all proceeds, right, to Andrew Yang. So that was generated on it. So here was the Hyatt that we'd set up. Here was the second party in the basement of the Hyatt. And then this was the third, up there. So this was basically the death of my ego. This was kind of healing. This was a nice little small event. And then actually quite a few people showed up to the thing. But at that point, I didn't care anymore. It was like, yeah, free t-shirts, Yang hats. It was just kind of like, I didn't even pitch. We just drank, we ate. I didn't care anymore, right? After going through that near-death experience, think of it as like, this was Jesus being crucified. This is Jesus in the cave, which was, the symbolism, because it was in the basement, right? And this was my third birth, right? The awakening. And this is when I wouldn't fully awaken until the passing of my father, when I saw this crazy magic, dude. But I'll save that for another fucking story. But that's it. So, let's stay in touch. If you think of anyone outside the industry, anyone, if you've got teams, if this is on Twitch, you can share this fucking video. They can't hear you, they hear me. So if you have anyone, they said, dude, this guy's got this crazy idea, this may be interest you, just share the Twitch video that I just shared. I'm going to end the Twitch now, just so you have it.